Hello, sir.
Day.
How are you?
Excellent as always.
So I know we were alluding to this before, but we've passed a major milestone.
Yeah, we officially enter late adulthood.
Oh, that's not what I was gonna say, but now you're gonna make me sad.
Oh, would you rather talk about our adult daughter? That's okay, because
Yes.
I think the two are very much intertwined.
Oh no. We are in almost late adulthood. I thought that was like senior citizenship. Well, I guess we will be soon in some places.
Out of the two of us, who just got offered the senior discount in the past month?
That is true.
So it's coming. It's coming.
It's true. I still get you have a kid like wow, I thought your kids were like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what I
walking
usually
different
get.
paths in life. 100%.
Well, I work out every day.
You sure do.
That makes a difference.
Yeah,
Trying to do all the things.
you do.
You do some things right. Like we're not big drinkers. Well, I don't drink at all.
No, I don't drink very often.
That's a big one that ages. Smoking
Don't
ages.
smoke.
Steroids age.
See, that's what gets me. That's what gets me for sure. A little HGH in my morning coffee and off I go.
Kids definitely age.
Oh yeah.
I would still look 28 if I didn't have kids for
Every one of the
sure.
gray hairs they make fun of me for, they cost. Every single one of
Yeah.
them.
Start springing
Like
up,
if I grew my hair out, it'd be gray.
much like your beard.
Much like my beard. Which the kids are excited because I'm that much closer to being a full-blown Santa Claus, according to them.
I know. I can't wait. It's going to be
It's
awesome.
not gonna
You're
be
going to be a
awesome.
great Santa.
Hey,
Great Santa.
how am I gonna be a great Santa?
You've just got everything to be a great Santa. You got the rosy cheeks, white beard, great disposition with kids.
Maybe.
So we went to a Smithsonian. This is what really gets me. Well, yeah, you got the discount, the seniors discount. So that's funny.
I didn't get it. I didn't accept, let's be clear, I didn't accept it. It was
Offered
thrown
for
out
you
as an offer, and I said, no, I'm not that close.
as I laughed hysterically. And the girl was just like wide-eyed, like,
Yeah.
So we went to a Smithsonian museum and there was a whole section on life before cell phones.
hmm
And the girls just love pointing out, look, your childhood is in a museum.
hmm And it is.
And like Cold War, right?
hmm
Like just
Yeah, we
we're
lived
learning
through a
about
lot of events that are
history. They're
in
history books.
yeah, it's not cool. I'm not happy with it.
No. Anyway.
But here we are.
All right. So for today, I came across this article about how you know if your parents did a good job.
Oh, I don't need an article for that. Let's do this. Let's do this.
What?
I love you, Mom, if you're listening, but we know.
But I was going to use them for advice for parents now
Oh, all right, cool.
to make sure we're raising kids so that our kids can read this article in the future and
And
be
I'm
like,
kidding.
hey,
My mom did a good job.
what did she do a good job?
I don't know. My brother seems to be all right. He's a good, upstanding citizen.
Didn't he just send you a gay test?
He did.
Yeah.
I saw Spider Red. Then I realized it was boobs.
I sent the same thing to my
There's,
mother.
and all things aside, the, there's something about having a sibling who is older than you and definitely in middle age, sending something so childish and stupid out of the blue. Like I haven't talked to him in days. I think my last text to him was he was asking how the trip was or something, and and then out of the blue he sends me that. I'm like, all right, that's good. Yeah,
I sent it to my brother as
you
well.
sure did. Anyways,
Okay, so these are essentially phrases that we want our kids telling themselves often. And so we probably won't get through the list. Maybe we can break it into 2 episodes even, because I want to talk about how we actually go about instilling this.
Mhm.
And I'll only talk about ones that I think are actually important. So the first one is our kids, when they say, I believe in myself, we have done a good job.
Okay.
So, how do you think we can go about as parents who are listening at any age? Because all of these, they're not set in stone, but certainly it's easier if our kids are younger. How we can go about instilling that. So they're picking it up and not us. Usually, when we say, I believe in you, or you're so smart, or you're so this, they're pushing against that.
Hmm.
So it's instilling it.
Yeah, it's interesting because when they were kids, we like littles, we used to laugh about the fact that they had way too much confidence. Like I remember when they first started playing Ringette, they were awful, like awful. They came off. I was the best one out there. Dad, did you see me? Yeah, absolutely. You were killing it. Um, yeah, that's interesting because it's I don't
I think they still have that.
in certain aspects of life. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, that's one thing that
They know
they
they're awesome.
yeah they try to. But I think the way I've tried to instill it,
In
yeah.
general, I'm not saying ringette specifically.
No, 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 no. I get that. I think the way I've tried to instill it yeah, try like there's moments where you can tell that um they're down on themselves and they don't want to be in a different headspace. So saying things like, "Whoa, well, what about and you do this?" So never works, right? So for me, it's finding opportunities that are not when they're seeking it out to reinforce that,
Mhm.
right? Like Willow especially. She's a great little artist. Won't allow herself to think that she is. She's a great little artist, very creative, very capable of doing things. So it's calling things like that out to her when she's not looking for that feedback, I think is an important piece. And then obviously when they are coming to you looking for that validation, give it to them as well, right? But I think that to me is where I've seen probably some of the most traction with that. Because otherwise, you're right. They fight back against it. They push back. Oh, I'm not that good. Other people are better, and blah 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 blah. And you just go down the wrong path.
And it really comes, well, there's a couple of things us modeling, right? Confidence in ourselves,
Mhm.
but also showing confidence. So, I mean, a lot of this I think ties in with things that we've talked about. We're not jumping in, swooping in, fixing, correcting, helping, right? So if they're stuck, oh man, that looks hard. So we
Mhm.
validate, and then how are you going to do
Yeah,
it? Right.
yeah.
And so we're showing confidence in them that we know that they're going to figure it out. And so I think that that's a key piece and not focusing on the outcome. That's where kids really get crippled is this perfectionist thinking. It's not good enough. And that's just to your point about Willow and her art.
Hmm.
It's not good enough because
Yeah,
she compares herself to her older sister who's in university, right?
yeah.
Who has taken an art program and so it's not good enough. And then that's where they start sort of crippling themselves. And so we want to make sure it's focusing on their effort that they're putting into
Hmm.
things, not the outcome. It's not, oh my gosh, you got a hat trick. It's about, hey, I noticed you practicing those shots every day and it really paid off in your game,
Yeah,
right? So just kind of showing those types of things, I think really helpful. So those are kind of my two big ones, I would say. The article doesn't go through like,
yeah, yeah.
what's there, but just knowing that that is important and yeah, I believe in myself. And that kind of goes to the next one. I can do hard things.
Hmm.
So I think just to straddle with that one, it's again stretching our kids out of their comfort zone, letting them do important jobs or errands that we've talked about, or yeah, problem solving things on their own.
Hmm.
That stuff is really important too.
Yeah,
And getting them to do that independently. I don't know if you have anything to
yeah. I
add to
think
that
I would
one.
agree with that. I think we've tried to as well. Like we've talked about it before, right? Go to an airport and one kid has to get us to the plane and the other has to, on the way home, get us to the plane. Like you have to figure it out, right? Like putting them in positions where they have to figure out what is seen as a really hard task, but is a critical life skill in a relatively safe environment, right? Like, really, we're not going to miss the plane, but it's confusing and they got to figure it out and they got to use their reasoning and they got to do what they perceive to be hard. And then it becomes, I know that they're okay with it when they're annoyed by it.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, fine. And then we'll just do it because then they're not focused as much on the hardness of it so much as just they don't want to do it because they're teenagers and they are pain.
And they're comfortable. I always say we want to make them comfortable navigating the world because every day, every year, every mile, whatever part of our life is going to throw a challenge, a curveball.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I think our girls are so resilient on the one hand, they can totally, if they got lost in Japan, they would know how to find their way back, but they can't find,
Their ass with both hands in the house.
yeah, like, or they'll just stand helplessly in front of the fridge, like looking for the milk or that got put in a different place. Like,
Yes.
it's so funny.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, fabricated helplessness. It's which, you're not supposed to use the word lazy because it's a four-letter word, but that's what it borders on a lot of times. Is like, dude, I'm not walking 15 feet across the kitchen to help you find something that is 6 inches from your nose. But
Well, I always say it's probably not, I always say try first,
mhm,
right? And then I can't do blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I always say it's not in your best interest if I come up and find the thing or can do it right away,
yeah,
right? They're like, okay, never mind. But yeah, I think our best response a lot of the time is, I don't know.
yeah,
How would you figure that out?
yeah.
But Willow is really turning that on me. She's like, I've tried my strategies. You always tell me to ask if I need help. So she's so smart because she just turns it around.
She's done that since
So,
she was little, though. She
no, I
figured out
know.
she figured out the scam all the time.
But it's
Yeah.
just really a lot lately.
Yes. Yes.
Right, just a lot. Well, even the stuff that's out in the hallway.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it. Well, what do you think? Well, I don't know. And you ask me, Mom, to ask you where I should put it. I'm like, okay, that one. I guess there are things because she does throw a lot of stuff away, half of which is usually mine that she stole somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, do not throw it away.
That stuff though has a shelf date. If that's still there by 4 o'clock today, it's in the
Okay,
garbage.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through because some of it's like kids
And I'm not saying that
want
to
to
you.
keep
I'm
and
saying it
stuff.
because I had the same conversation with her before she came to you.
Hmm.
And it was the same tactics of, well, what do you think you need to? And I just finally turned around and said, figure it out. I don't want to see it there.
Yeah,
Right. Like, bye.
yeah. But generally, it's doing those difficult things,
Yeah.
right? And learning that I can. Just like video games. There's no one over top of them fixing, telling them what to do, admonishing them. They're doing it on their own. And when they get to that level, they're like, yes, I beat that level. And they're motivated to do the next one. We
Yeah.
just got to incorporate more of that, right? I appreciate you. So when our kids are showing gratitude for other people, we know we've done a good job. So how would you say we can instill that in our kids?
Well, it's just a modeling behavior.
Yeah.
That's just making sure that as they do things and do things that are more selfless and without being asked, or even if they are being asked, just not make note of it. Make sure that they understand that it's appreciated and it helps, and make them understand how it helps the household, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the big thing is everybody's busy. Everybody just wants to sit around and do nothing. Everybody wants that chance, but there's stuff that needs to get done. Right. But once it's done, it's still important to recognize that it was done and it helped.
Well, and a great example of that was yesterday was we were doing chores and Willow wanted to go to the mall. And I really made sure afterwards that I said, thank you so much for getting your chores done right away, because now we have time to go to the mall.
Yeah.
Right. And extra time to hang out because she just wanted to go to one store. But I really said, hey, we've got all of this time now. Let's go check out a couple of other places that you want to
Yeah.
go to. So just so that they can see that direct correlation of that helping out. But yeah, you nailed it. I mean, like the modeling, and we've talked about, what you're grateful for at the debriefing at the end
Mhm.
of the day, right? We used to have a gratitude jar where we would put little beads when the girls were younger,
Yeah.
but we still will look at, what's one thing from your day or more. So I think that that's really helpful. So that acknowledgement. The next one is I'm worthy of love. So they know they're worthy of receiving love from other people.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think it's more about modeling those healthy relationships and responding to it in a proper way. Right. And I think it's important for them to see it so they understand it, but also, I mean, we've seen the girls, push back on that not that they're not worthy of love, but just, um, maybe no, maybe it's not even that, but just try and make sure that they understand that it's important for them to be in healthy relationships and model that healthy relationship and just, Make sure they understand that they have worth, right? They got value.
And it's unconditional, right? That unconditional positive regard. So regardless of your behaviors, of your grades, of, anything like that, we love you.
Yeah.
And so it's making sure that we're not making things contingent because I think we do quite a bit. Like, no, I don't want to talk to you until your homework's done,
Yeah. Yeah.
for example. Or even, I was asked to present at this summit, and I just put together a presentation just on shame and how we respond to our kids' mistakes.
Hmm.
And even the corrective feedback that we give. If we're nagging them all the time, hey, go put your shoes away, go brush your teeth, go do this, go do that. Even when it's friendly reminders, it really just, they feel like they can't do anything right. And so even though from a parent's perspective, like let's say we're helping them out with homework or we're helping remind them to bring their permission slip to go on an outing home. We're legit there to help them. We love them. We want to support them.
Hmm.
But when we're nagging them, they don't hear the love. They just hear that I'm not good enough.
Right.
I'm a failure. I'm lazy. I'm whatever. They're never actually hearing I love you and I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
And so just looking at all of that corrective feedback that we're giving all the time, that can really start chipping away because it really are those little interactions. It's not the big once a month, date night that we do with the kids. It's those everyday interactions that can really break them down. And so the worthiness is irregardless of what they say to you, how they say it, behaviors, how they treat their siblings. We love them no matter what.
Yeah.
So I like externalizing, right? Whatever our frustration is. So if they're yelling, let's externalize that yelly McYellerson. Or if they get distracted, let's externalize that distracting Dan. When does yelly McYellerson show up? Let's make a prediction. When is yelly McYellerson going to show up tonight? How can I support you so that you are in control and not yelly McYellerson? Like that kind of stuff can be helpful, I find. That way we're working together.
Hmm.
They just need to feel like you're on their team. So validation is always important, validating their perspective, that listening. And I think we talked about, if they do get into trouble somewhere else,
Yeah.
they already got in trouble once, we're on their team. How can I support you?
Yeah.
We don't need to
Yeah.
get mad at them again. So yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to that.
No, I would agree, right? Like there's times that, there's enough out there beating them up that they don't need to feel that when they're at home, right? So make sure that they understand that, yeah, I like the point about, it's not contingent on anything. It's truly, everybody's going to get annoyed with everybody. Everybody's going to get upset with everybody. Everybody's going to whatever. There's always that piece. But if there's an underlying current of understanding that, no, that's separate from how much I love you, that's the important part.
Yeah.
Right.
And how we use our words too.
Yeah.
You're bad versus this behavior right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that you're bad or you're messy or you're loud. We want to separate that.
Yeah.
It's just that behavior right now is loud. And so I think even just being more conscious about some of those words that we make.
Yeah, totally.
I like who I am. So self-acceptance, sort of self-love. I mean, I think that goes hand in hand with the self-worth piece.
Hmm. Yeah, I would say that's very close. I think so.
Yeah. And our identity is co-created. I think I've talked a lot about this with other important people. Parents are like the number one. And so I think if we're showing I like you, right, who you are as a kid or as adults now, I guess if you have adult kids, really being able to model that kind of stuff can make a difference. And so one thing actually I love doing, and this is a homework piece that I think parents could do, is we've done it before where someone sits in the middle, like on a chair, and the other person walks around, and the whole family could do it, walks around, but set the alarm for 2 minutes and you just talk about what you appreciate for that person. So you don't have to look at them. That's why, because it can be really embarrassing sitting side by
Yeah.
side. They just won't take it up. So they can just sit in the middle and you walk around them and just, I call it the shower of love, right? We're just showering them with some of those things. But comment, like I always talk about, I love your thoughtfulness. I
Hmm.
love your jokes and your sense of humor. But it's not just the words we say, it's also how like we're genuinely laughing
Yeah.
or groaning.
And you've called out before, like how you think the kids are cool about certain things, like calling out their interests and things that they enjoy as part of what makes them an interesting and cool person, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's important too, is recognizing them as individuals with different tastes and perspectives and validate that those are important and are good, right? And then encouraging that.
And then modeling our behaviors, we show them that they are worthy and important. And so
Yeah.
a great example is if you're on your computer, well, even this morning, Willow came down. She just woke up.
Hmm.
I was on the computer and I jumped up and hugged her.
Hmm.
Right. And same thing with Maya, even though she's an adult now, I will still jump up, Maya. Right. And so we drop whatever it is and we do pay attention. We put our phones down. We put our computers away. We give them that direct, full attention.
Hmm.
uh, Oftentimes we give all of our attention and passionate attention when we're angry, right? We
Hmm.
do. We are full body, our intonation, full eye contact when we're mad. And so that's not great, right? We want to do that when we are loving them,
Yeah.
right? Giving them that
Yeah.
full attention. So I think that that's important. When kids can say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood." So they're able to admit making mistakes. And I would say, so here it's making mistakes, but I would also say being open to understand other people's perspectives.
Does, so is there a gap year to that though? Like, do the teenage years get extracted from that? Because I don't know that that occurs when they're teenagers. Because I've heard those words, but it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Is that the same thing?
No.
Okay, okay. So we got to work on that then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would agree. Like, I think that's to me one of the things I've tried to do for a long time, whether it's landed or not, is provide a different perspective. Right, like it's very easy to go out in the world, get upset about something, and then just come back. This guy's so stupid because da, 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 da. Yeah, but maybe it's this, right? Like maybe it's and try and give them something else to think about. Not that what they're thinking is wrong, but perhaps there's more to it than what they've concluded, right? And I think that's an important step for them to being able to understand or admit their own fault or misstep or whatever is to develop an ability to actually see someone else's perspective, perhaps. Because I think on a broader scale, that's a skill that no one has anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, I use that as a broad stroke, but people are very self-centered and very unaware to a large degree. And it's a rarity to see someone exhibit even the most basic understanding of someone else being in the interaction with them. And I think it's important because without that, you lack the ability to show empathy of any sort. And it just drives a completely different interaction with life.
Yeah. And on that note, well, I think there's two pieces that I would add. So modeling, yesterday I had a very rough afternoon.
Hmm.
I was not in a good mood. So I was just silent
Hmm.
rather than saying anything. I was just silent. And Willow picked up on that. I took her to the mall after we did the chores. We still went, but she was saying, Mom, if you don't want to go, we don't have to. I'm like, we're going. But later on at the mall, like that's where I'm like, I am so sorry, right? So us modeling when we're making mistakes, I am so sorry. Uh, these are I mean, I didn't go into detail, but these are things that happened. And I realized that my silence was really upsetting you. And, I didn't want to be like that. And I'm really loving my time with you right now.
Hmm.
And she totally just hugged me in the middle of the mall. There's other teenagers all around, right? And she's like, it's okay. And I know you've got lots going on. So then she's showing that empathy in
Right.
return as well. So I think modeling. The other one is, again, we just got to stop talking because, an example, one of our children, I won't say who, has an increase in sort of attitudinal responses, sassy responses, or just sassy ways of talking and
Hmm.
interacting with other family members, probably friends as well, I imagine. And so, and I have a couple of times called out, but then it's just responded with that, I'm sorry, right? Blah, 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 and then they storm off. But rather than using words to say anything, because they will automatically get defensive. Any talking just makes them defensive.
Yeah.
It's using our emotional responses and like just the shock in almost, right? A shocked response, or like even I'm right now, you can't see me obviously, but just moving back, like I've just been hit.
Hmm.
I find having an emotional response makes them see sort of that, she threw the ball at me and I caught it and it was whipped at me,
Hmm.
right? And so with little kids, I actually will do that. We'll take a little ball and we'll lob it against the wall. So a nice little soft lob. You can catch it
Yeah.
because you threw it softly and it comes back softly. But if you whip that ball, it's going to come whipping back at you, right? If you're throwing it against the wall. And so using that with younger kids so you can see in interactions. And so with older kids, it is like you've just been smashed in the face with this ball sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa. And again, a lot has happened yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or was it the day before? I think you were there. Can you remember? Will had said something not very nice. And I can't remember exactly, but I was doing something that she had wanted.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. And then this. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she came like genuinely sorry and came
Yeah.
rushing over and hugged me. I can't remember
Yeah. I don't remember that
what
either.
it was, but whatever my response was, she immediately turned around. But it
Yeah.
wasn't trying to fix her or correct her,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that would have,
Blown it up. Yeah.
blown it up.
Yeah. Totally.
So we're on 7. I wonder, should we end here and do a part 2? That's
Sure.
what I'm sort of thinking,
Yeah.
just because that's already a lot to think about.
Yeah.
In the handouts, I will have some like a recap of these and maybe some homework ideas to kind of expand on those 6. And then next week we'll go into part 2.
Sounds good.